Hello, my name is Cassandra Maldonado, and I'm going to be talking about the Ruby Frankie case, which I actually had read up upon a while back, and I thought it was kind of a fascinating, well, not fascinating, just it was a really tragic case of what the internet can make a person become. So going based off upon our social process theory, and going through the social learning theory, Ruby Frankie's family was kind of always involved in the LDS church, and they were also mom influencers. Like, her sisters were also blogging and having a YouTube channel, and I think that kind of created her to also want to be that, but she was also very fixated on being the best mom, but not just for herself. She had to have other people also tell her that she was the best mom. She wanted random people on the street to just tell her, "Oh, you're that awesome mom who's on YouTube and is always vlogging." And so I think that also kind of goes into the social control theory, because maybe when her actual mom, because her mom was also a mom influencer, maybe she had did the same things, but in Ruby Frankie's case, it started to escalate where she would scold the kids for not having a good enough reaction for the camera, or only feed them certain things, and also just having kind of controlling her husband on the way to help facilitate all the environments, or I guess necessary details that she needed for each of the videos. And when you add Jodi Hildebrandt into that equation, it didn't help either, because just for a little bit of context, Jodi Hildebrandt was online a therapist, a couples therapist, I believe, even though she wasn't licensed or anything. This was a whole fabricated website. And she is also allegedly a lesbian, and so what she would do with these couples is she would separate, or she would distance the wife from the husband, and basically make it to where they just, like, she would destroy the relationship as a whole, to have the wife for herself, but not in a sexual manner, because she always does reject all those allegations. But it happened the same thing with Ruby Frankie. So Ruby Frankie and her husband started seeing Jodi Hildebrandt, and so she separated them and even started living with them at some point. And then afterwards, Ruby Frankie, being implanted with all these ideas by Jodi Hildebrandt, told her husband that for their relationship to work, he had to leave. And so after that, she started living with him. And after that, I think, or during that, I think Ruby's whole environment was basically revolved around this mom influencer and Jodi Hildebrandt's ideology, going back to the social control theory. And so she believed all of these things that she was doing was the best for her kids, and she was trying to dispel the sins from them, or the evil of them, which is why she did all these atrocious things, like tying them up with rope, putting cayenne and lemon in their wounds from the ropes, because then the evil spirits would come out of her children's body. And There's also a book from her, I think her first oldest daughter, where she named it The House of My Mother, basically talking about the whole thing. So I think it's a really interesting and also devastating case, because it's crazy how, and this is not to offend any religion, how people can use religion as a weapon to make it to where someone, to escalate someone to becoming a criminal. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that for today.